What's up, everybody? I'm ABJ. Welcome back to the podcast. I would normally jump into the topic right away and do some weekly recaps and stuff like that, but as of the day of this recording, we recorded the previous episode on Sunday, and we immediately jumped back in Tuesday. Yeah. So Alex is returned once again, back-to-back episodes of the Kilowatt. Last week's episode was 7, so I was wrong. This is 8.
6.
No, that was 7. This is 8. So this is your third episode out of 8 episodes you've been a guest.
Yeah, I'm going to be a wonderful statistic, and I love it.
Yeah.
You got one
Going
over
for
on
the
me.
record.
You've been a voice on most of them.
I think I've been a voice on them, but I don't think I've actually been on screen until the last one.
Yeah. Usually Lily's a voice on the
ABJ and my,
the girl who's
topics.
selling the vinyl player, just off topic, has vinyls separately, and she's selling everything for $100. So $100 gets you a vinyl player.
Okay.
And it gets you these albums.
Listen.
Cats, the musical Cats,
Which has Taylor Swift on it. Go
What?
on. Taylor Swift was in Cats.
Oh, it's from the movie, not the
it's
Broadway show?
it's a Broadway show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, was it the Broadway one, or is
she
it the?
wasn't even born yet.
Well,
Yeah.
right, but she was in the movie.
This is the Broadway
one.
show.
I didn't know if it was the soundtrack or not.
Journey's greatest hits.
Okay, interesting.
Eminem Curtain Call.
Okay.
Good.
The hits, which is all his hits.
Right.
Panic at the Disco, Pray for the Wicked.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Guardians of the Galaxy Vinyl Deluxe
A
Edition.
lot of good
Heck
songs.
yeah. I had 1 and 2 before.
K-pop Demon Hunters, the soundtrack.
That's
Oh,
already
that's
like
alone,
$30
it's worth
right
it.
there.
And-
right.
Yeah.
Another Panic at the Disco, Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die.
Okay, and they're all of this
For
and,
$100.
and the vinyl.
And the vinyl player for $100.
Did you tell them
That's
I
a good
get
deal.
paid Friday?
I can. Hold on. We'll pause this, Rosa.
I'm like,
I
wait a
can just
second. Sorry,
sponsor the
guys.
next match already, and you can take that.
I'll pay you back. She'll pay you back for
I'll literally pay you back.
I got you.
Yeah,
You got Venmo?
yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that. So what had happened, guys?
So
My
just make it happen.
sister, I started collecting vinyls.
It's only in Monty City, too, so we can go pick it up right after the podcast.
I started collecting vinyls during Record Store Day because I'm a huge Swiftie, and Taylor Swift's Elizabeth Taylor came out on like a 7-inch, and I wanted to go find that, and then I decided to just start collecting her vinyls, and so I had a bunch of them and no player, and my sister Sarah, shout out Sarah, actually bought me one as a late birthday present, and it arrived last week, unfortunately broken, so she exchanged it. Before I even sent the first one out, I got a second one, which was also broken. So I do not recommend the retro suitcase vinyl player off of Amazon. Comes in black and gold. Got 2 of them. I told my sister, I appreciate the thought. Just get your money back. This ain't worth it. And Tony got one that came in the next day. So, yeah. I guess I'm getting a vinyl player.
I told her, can we meet in like 2 hours?
Nice. And I guess I'm also starting my not Taylor Swift collection as well.
Well, these are community vinyls now.
I mean, that's...
Do you want to split them right
that's
now?
fair.
Do you want to split them right now?
Okay, I get all the Panic at the Disco. And I want Journey's Greatest Hits. And I'm trying to remember what
we're
else
not
you just said.
split.
Obviously, Cats.
You're getting Cats. You're getting Demon Hunter.
Okay. My kids
I
will
get
love that.
I get
getting
Eminem
Demon
and Guardians.
Actually, I'll give the K-pop one to Winnie because she'll be...
No, you're gonna-
Sarah's getting a vinyl player. She started buying vinyls too. So
Okay, so that one's off the table. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that works out. So you would get
I'll get Cats.
Cats, 2 Panic, and Journey. No, Cats.
So I get 1 Panic and Journey.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I'll give you. You can keep the 2 Panics and just give me Journey, and you can have Cats.
You could have Cats.
I
I'll
don't
take
want
Journey.
Cats. I don't want Cats.
Who said I wanted Cats?
You're the musical.
I would like to know if it's the soundtrack or from.
It's the soundtrack.
So if it's a soundtrack,
From
that
the
might be
it's
the
from the
Taylor
musical.
Swift one.
It looks like an old school.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
we'll find
Your
out.
PayPal's good?
Yeah.
You can just send it to my same Cash App.
I was like,
I have to send it through PayPal.
Oh, that works.
So I sent it to her because yours is only not taking friends and family.
It's not.
It's only
It's
giving me the option to
only
merchant.
taking.
Oh, I think that's because I have it set up that way. I'm a business.
So there you go.
All right, we'll probably cut all that stuff out. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll see how it goes.
It's official. I'm sponsoring.
Sponsored 2 shows in a row. All right.
Put me over.
Oh, always. Are you coming this Friday? You said you're gonna try.
Nah, I work.
You're
I
work.
didn't know it was Friday, or else I would have come.
That's fair. Well, there's another show Saturday in Pottstown. My title's not on the line, but you can come hang out. It's at a roller derby.
Pottstown or Pottsville?
Pottstown.
Nah, I'm not coming to that.
It's a pretty cool venue. It's almost like all the AXW guys, like Vox, Ian Bush, Header.
Oh, is that workers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Hey,
Oh,
we're back. But yeah, so there's really no recap. Your recap was kind of us just saying we're going to make a purchase for vinyls and vinyl players and all that. Podcasts, we talked about a little bit of that. Actually, probably by the time this airs, we should be at 900K views on
Heck
YouTube.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're currently at 897K.
You, sir. You're there.
A lot of views.
Yeah. I
You're
never
doing it.
ever
You're killing
thought
it.
I would be at a situation where I'm hitting 1 million views. Especially,
What are you going to do to celebrate?
I don't know yet. Maybe a special T-shirt that nobody will buy.
You should get a cult tattoo.
Ooh.
Ooh, are you gonna buy for me?
I've paid for like your last 3 body modifications.
Oh yeah, actually,
Albert?
you technically didn't pay. You traded. You bartered.
Okay, okay, fine then. You owe me then. No, I paid for it. I paid far more than what your face was worth.
Damn.
Wow. See,
With love.
my face is not. Once again, I'm not a fetish.
Gee, well,
See?
some people.
It's coming out. It's all coming out.
I'm just saying.
It's all coming out in the wash.
For what a piercing costs versus what my work costs.
Where'd you get the piercing? Is it?
My
Our
nose,
buddy.
my nose
Our
and my
buddy
ears.
Courtney.
My birthday. I got my nose and ears done.
What about the Albert? Did you
No,
do it?
I don't have enough down there to pierce.
Really? Same.
Yeah.
That's how I could find it, though.
Yeah.
Just fucking yank
Put a
it.
chain on it.
I
a
mean,
little
I
bell.
feel like everyone has enough for an Albert. Just
You would
not
think.
everybody has enough
Yeah.
for a
You would
ladder.
think.
Yeah. I'm like a step stool, not a ladder. Anything exciting? Nothing. I mean, since Sunday, nothing. I mean, USA lost in the World Cup. That kind of sucked. It sucked, but also, like, I'm kind of happy we lost.
I have Argentina.
winning it all.
Dude, even before the cup started, I was like,
Dude, I think
Argentina's
Belgium's
gonna win.
really good.
Yeah, and France.
I have a theory that I think our team threw it. I think we just played uninspired. I think once the controversy happened where Trump got involved and made and kind of had FIFA reintroduce a player that no one else got the same privilege, I think our team was kind of like, even if we come out here and score 100 goals and win, our whole tournament's an
still
asterisk.
losing.
Like, it's an asterisk on it. Like, it's not. I don't know. We're the most scoring goal team in the cup, and we put one shot on net, and the one shot we put on net, we scored with it, and we didn't put a shot in 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know. That's just my theory. Maybe it just may help me cope, but yeah, it kind of
It's-
sucks because even if we would have won, it's just like
It's tarnished.
This is
tarnished.
a bad time for us to win. You know, we don't need it. I mean, we're in a bad place.
I mean, we always need it because as a soccer fan in our country, it would help us be taken more seriously,
Sure,
and it would
sure.
elevate our game.
I just mean on the world stage right now. It's
Yeah.
like, what are we even doing?
It would have been more of a positive thing if our soccer team went out and fucking played well. But the second he put his fucking foot in it, you're like, no.
Why are you here?
Why are you fucking go do like when he didn't even know what a red card was,
Sure.
and then got involved in the like get fuck off, dude. Like I hate him. I fucking hate him. Oh, there goes another subscriber. I got someone commented on my one video with Brian. I guess I don't know because we talked political or we talked, about him being gay. But he's like unsubscribed and I'm leaving a membership plan. I want thank you for your service.
Yeah, it's so necessary.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I lost $5.
I did have something that I didn't share last time that I think worked out for both of us in different ways.
What's up?
So it's in the other room right now, but I started upcycling and I made a tube top t-shirt, pink girly frilly, with an old t-shirt that you had that he had worn for his first Pride. I think it shrunk at the wash, and then I turned it into a crop top, and then it was just a bit wide on me, so I was like, all right, we're just gonna turn this into something new. Ended up falling in love with it. Posted a picture of it, and tagged Effie in it because it was an Effie shirt. It said "Wrestling is gay" on it, which is one of his like mottos. That's with his one of his clothing brands, part of his wrestling. And I tagged him in it, and he reposted it, and it is now my highest subscribing thing. But then turn around the next day, and Tony was talking about Effie as well on a podcast.
Did not get as much views though.
But he also reposted and started following.
And started following. So I'm being followed by Effie, which is super exciting. I'm a big Effie fan.
Nice.
Is he within arm's reach of where I'm at right now?
He's literally on the same arm level.
I have an Effie action figure.
I booked that guy once.
I have an Effie action figure. And this is the chase. So the normal Effie action figure comes with a black jacket. This is the pink one.
Nice.
It's my Effie figure. I'm an Effie fan. I like Effie. I think Effie does great things. I think the shows are great. I mean, I've talked about it so much. Effie's Gay Brunch. If you haven't watched them, go watch them. They're on Thriller TV under GCW. They're really good stuff.
Super duper gay. Super duper good.
Yeah, they're the gayest stuff ever, but it's really good. All right. Well, let's get in. Is that it? Anything else? Nope.
Yeah.
Well, this week's topic comes from something I've been personally thinking about for a long time, especially as my content has grown. And personally, something I struggled with for a very long time. And I had to kind of step back and be like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because our topic today is no one owes you support. And that generally comes down to everything. When people start creating something, it's natural to look around and think, will my friends share this? Will my family watch this? Will people who I know help me? And sometimes they do, but most times they don't. My first expectations, I started off as someone who went to every single local music show, every single local event. I went and supported all of my music friends. I did everything I possibly could to go and be that person for those people. And I was like, man, this is really cool. And everyone's like, you're a really good conversationalist. You should start a podcast. Fun fact, when I started podcasting, they said, not only should you start a podcast, but you should collaborate more with this guy named Tim. You and Tim would be really good friends. Tim Ingle, who I think is the highest person who's been on my podcast the most times. And possibly the highest I've ever been with on a podcast with. But yeah, and I thought to myself, man, like I have a good group of people who watch and I can interview, and will they subscribe? And interviews with everyday people maxed out after 5 years at 500 subscribers. Never got monetized. Never hit viewership, never really got much of anything. I mean, I got some, but not a lot. Merchandise sales is kind of the same word it is now. It's just like very little merchandise sales. Viewership views were down. Like some did really well, some didn't. Family, non-existent. My mom didn't watch my content until much, much, much later, and quickly dropped off as quickly as they got on. I know most of my family doesn't watch because I talk a lot of shit, and I haven't yet to get any repercussions for it. Not a lot of shit, but I speak my truth, and I haven't been rebutted yet, we'll say. But yeah, and it bothered me. It really fucked with me. I was like, man, I really put myself out there. I did a music festival. I did all these things for people. I really tried my best to put over the scene. And it seemed like every single time someone else started a podcast or a piece of content after me, they got the immediate jump. Everyone's buying their t-shirts and their merch, and they're supporting them, especially in the wrestling scene. Like for the first couple of years, like Alex used to yell at me. He's like, why are you not telling these people you're a fucking podcaster? And I was like, I don't want to. I want to earn that. I said from the start, I said, Alex's journey is going to suck, but the way I'm going to go about it, I think it's going to pay off better in the long run. And he agreed, but he also thought it was like, you should probably put yourself out there a little more. But the one telling me from the beginning that I should have not named them the other names and shouldn't have had 5 podcasts, it should have been ABJ from the start. And I didn't listen, and here we are. Made it ABJ, made myself the brand, and here we are, 1,800 subscribers, monetized, about to hit 1 million views. And
I couldn't agree more.
The kilowatt was right. But the support didn't come right away. And maybe it was bad marketing. Maybe it was I wasn't good. Maybe my style wasn't great. Maybe I haven't found myself yet. But I was expecting a lot of the people who I truly care about and people who I really love to watch, and they didn't. And they still don't. When people mostly now say they watch my content, it's because I'm now doing shorts, and short form content is where everyone's at. And that's what's getting me most of my views, and most getting me where I'm my like growing is the shorts and not so much the long form content.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're watching this clip, go watch the full video. Help me out a little bit here. But it really bothered me for a long time. And then I had to learn that like people have their own lives. My content's not for everybody. I mean, and biggest thing too, I was told, I don't watch wrestling. I don't like wrestling. I don't want to watch your content, but it's wrestling. And I said, but my interviews are not really wrestling based interviews. I'm asking questions to a wrestler to like have you learn more about the industry, but also hear how this person has gone through their journey. Like, I don't think you need to be a wrestling fan to hear someone's journey. Like a good person's story is a good story, regardless of what industry they're in. People also have their own interests. They, like I said before, what they like is not always what I make, and I don't really chase trends. So I knew from the beginning too it was going to be tough to get there because I didn't do that as well. People have priorities, and sometimes that priority is not listening to a hour and a half, 2 hour podcast. I was also putting out a lot of content, a lot. I was putting out an episode almost every other day for almost 7 years, and I think I oversaturated my audience too quick. I think that's just always a me thing, but just because they know you does not mean they're automatically your audience, and I've had to learn that. Some of my strongest members of my audience are people I've never met in my entire life.
Sure, yeah.
Are people who are just, they don't even live near me. Most of my Discord, there is some local people in there to hang out, but most of them are not from my area. And I had to learn that the hard way. How about you? When you started creating or doing stuff, did you have those expectations? Did you think it was going to be like? No,
I just I never cared. Is that weird?
No, not at all. I'm jealous.
Honestly, I think to use a wrestling term, I was always just trying to pop myself.
Yeah.
I just interviewed Nunzio or Ron Simmons. Like, cool. I post it. I put it out there because I'm like, yeah, secretly that's kind of freaking cool thing I just did. I never cared how many views it got, and I never cared like who watched it. But when I got feedback, I did love that.
Yeah.
I do love the feedback.
I don't get much of it, but when I get it, I'm happy about it.
Yeah. Like growing up, I hated positive feedback. I hated anybody commenting on anything I did. It actually like used to discourage me. Now that I'm like creating on my own terms and doing the things I want to do, when I do get feedback and it's positive, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
But I never had those expectations of needing or wanting people to watch it or necessarily like commenting on it. But I enjoyed it when it happened. Sometimes if I talk about a certain person or something, I do hope that they see it. And I do hope they appreciate what I'm saying about them. But I've never really, I don't know. Maybe I don't want it as bad as you, or, maybe I don't want it as bad as other people. Like I just kind of want to participate. Like I'm weird that way.
No, I don't think it's weird. I think that's a good trait. I think that I put a lot of unwanted or unneeded pressure on myself. Mm-hmm. And I knew people were watching and listening because, I mean, hate it or love this statement, but I think we secretly booked our wrestling company for about a year and a half without even being a member of the team. Yeah. We were definitely, our takes were definitely being listened to, and they were definitely being used. Now, are we just really smart wrestling fans and we were kind of seeing it before it happened, or were we influencing things? I don't know. You have to be heard. But one of those guys is now booking that same company, so I think we were on the track with something. But yeah, I don't know. And also like there was some times where I would talk about something on a podcast, and I would hear second, third hand of someone being like, "Yeah, I heard your boy or heard this fucking happen on this podcast." So I'm like, "Oh, so
you are watching.
People are listening. All right, that's exciting."
They just don't necessarily want to tell you for some reason.
Yeah, well, even on a positive note, I do have people who come up and they'll because I have people like, "Man, I watch your content," and I'm like, "No, you don't." And I'll quiz them, and I'm like, "Oh shit, you did actually watch the episode."
The craziest thing.
Why didn't you comment? Why didn't you like? That helps.
My next episode that comes out, which I don't even think is worth watching more than like 20 minutes of it.
Who's in it?
Just me.
Oh,
it's me at Sonic Temple. It's like an almost 2 hour vlog because I don't know how to trim shit down.
Everything's so good, you don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's all copyrighted material, I'm sure.
Oh, you're gonna get flagged.
Yeah.
Don't put that on high tension.
So
you're gonna fuck up that whole page.
Yeah. So the cool thing about it was like I don't necessarily expect anybody to have ever seen anything I put out, especially because the last Sonic Temple vlog, was on my personal account, which has like 2 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
People have seen it. I am walking into the venue and people are like, yo, I watched your vlog. I'm like, you know who I am? This is crazy. Whole festival long, every time I'm walking from one place to another, somebody's spotting me, somebody knows who I am, somebody's seen some form of content. People who have seen my wrestling stuff, people who have seen the vlogs, and people who have seen my TikToks and podcasts.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So like, and that's in Ohio.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, man. It's crazy the distances, the small things you are doing can go.
It's interesting too, the communities that you make content for and which ones support. Like I thought the wrestling community would be way more supportive. I'll be honest, man. The local wrestling and music scene stuff, like nobody cares. Everyone's kind of involved in themselves, and they're only kind of there to scratch their own itch. And they're excited to hear about when they're being talked about. But anything outside of that or engaging or supporting back, it's not going to happen. And I'm not offended by that, but that's just generally the truth. But if you talk about like beer or horror or stuff like that, like people fucking jump, like certain topics, man, people
the
jump on
communities
it.
are larger.
Yeah.
You know, and the fandom is greater.
Yes.
And it's more common.
Mm-hmm.
So like more people are going to key into that.
And most of my biggest hits on my videos are people going, well, actually, and then there's just like a fight in the comment section.
Right, which is fine. Give me the engagement.
I'll take the engagement, but I'm like, man, I wish this would have brought people together and not fucking started arguments, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, what about you, Lily? When you started your craft business till now?
I started my craft business literally during COVID. June, July. Actually, it's coming up. So I think we're on 6 years now. And I was making face masks. I was sewing face masks. And I just started there. And I've been crocheting for forever. But I don't think I've never really made stuff for people. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like to my very close friends that I don't think would tell me, you know, things are good if they're, how do I explain it? Like they wouldn't shit on something that I made. No matter how bad it was, they would be like, oh, it's great. You know what I mean? So I guess I kind of just didn't really take like, oh, people being like, wow, you're really good at making this stuff, like seriously. But then I think that I also self-sabotage a lot, and I think that everybody thinks that way of me, like, oh, it's probably really not great. So when I started my craft business, I feel like I just started an Etsy page. I made 2 cells in New Jersey for like a couple of little like hand-sewn chapstick keychains, and I don't remember what the other one was, but I think it was something I made with my Cricut and maybe some resin. I don't remember, but regardless. So yeah, I have been pushing my business for about 6 years now. Adding more things and then switching it over to doing something more of what I love and turning it more into fashion. And I'm getting, I've made a lot of stuff for people that I wanted to share with them, and they've worn it as like entrance gear for, as far as wrestling goes. There's, I've made stuff for drag queens. I've made stuff for friends and family, and I just kind of keep making stuff. And I think that really I don't want to, I feel like I did have a lot of fans to begin with. Like my Instagram I think is at like 3,000, which okay, whatever, it's nothing. I don't care about my Instagram though, but my TikTok is at like 66,000, and I don't do anything with it. I'll literally post a 2-minute clip of me half stitching or ripping something apart of crocheting, and people are like, this is amazing. And I'm like, okay, but like, you know, so I think I kind of bum myself out with that. But I think that as far as like support goes, I think the people who have been supporting me the most have never been the people that I thought it was going to be. I've made stuff for a lot of family members, but I don't think I've had family members be like, hey, I want to buy this off of you. You know what I mean? Like, hey, instead of going to XYZ, or I'm going to go buy a Cricut, instead of just being like, oh, Lily can make that for me. Or I could have Lily, like Colette is a great example. She had a promotion going on at work, and like before she was just in the interview for the promotion, and she was like, hey, I might be getting a new job, I'm gonna need all my pants hemmed, like do you think you could do that for me? Like I'm like, heck yeah, like I live for that. Like I that makes me happy no matter how small the task is.
She is
but
one
I don't
of the hands
think
down best supporters.
I don't
of all
think
time.
that people that like I expected my friends, like people that I talk with, you know, people that know how hard I'm pushing for this to support. And I think that it's completely accurate that like your best supporters aren't going to come from your inner circle. Like they might say, hey, they'll buy a t-shirt, which is great. They'll rock your merch or whatever. But I think that people who really, really support you are harder to find, and I think it's because they're not right in front of your face.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more topics where we can dive deeper into that. But I think one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, like every genre, every person, one of the things that I love about like the content is I got to dive into many different venues and cultures, and I learned about the drag community a little bit. I learned about the wrestling, music, the craft scene, the craft beer industry. Like there's a lot of venues, and I see how these industries are great, but also how they can be very toxic, and then also the people within those industries who excel but don't really put a lot of hard work in. And I'm not trying to talk shit when I say this, but like I recently have been noticing a lot when we go to craft venues, or we go to places like Pride, or we go to places like Brewfests and stuff, and there's vendors who are selling things, and there's people who legit put work and effort and skill into what they do, and then there's people who buy a bunch of shit wholesale and then sell it as if it's their own,
and just resell it,
or like buy a whole bunch of stuff from Temu and then resell it as if it's theirs, or even worse, they AI generate art and then be like, I love my dog, and then they just put a whole bunch of like AI art all over cups and drinks and bottles and t-shirts, and they're like killing it. And it's just like, man, like you like, I'm not saying that you didn't put hard work in to put the design on the shirt and make all the shirts and carry them and lug them all there, but like you're kind of like
diminishing everybody else's
work. You're fucking everybody else up who was putting the work in here, and then like you can sell yours cheaper because you never really put the cost in to get that stuff in the first. Like you didn't pay an artist to fucking buy that. You know what I mean? Like it sucks. This is not my I hate all AI. I think there's some aspects where AI is just it's useful and it can be useful and it is what it is. But like I think if you're selling things third party and you're banking on your art or your craft, I think banking on AI to make it all for you is kind of shitty.
It's the worst.
Yeah. But yeah, every industry has that. But let's get back to a topic. I think once we accepted, we stopped asking, why aren't they supporting me, and started asking the much bigger question, which takes us into part 2, is have I given them a reason to care? And you know, instead of blaming people, ask yourself, am I worth watching? Am I worth consuming? Am I worth buying from? Am I worth anything? Like, I'm trying to make this topic when people listen to it, not just from a content creator standpoint. I'm trying to intertwine everything. Am I worth someone booking me as a wrestler? Am I worth as a band to be booked? Like all this stuff. And a lot of people don't try to improve their craft. They don't learn the skills that make them better in their industry. I think people get comfortable. They look for shortcuts, or they just want to be, social. For me personally, I had to learn better audio. I had to learn how to video edit. I had to learn how to run my cameras. I wasn't amazing with any of this equipment for a very long time. I'll tell a story right now. I fucked up an entire show. We filmed and put money into an entire program, and I didn't have the balls to say, turn some fucking lights on, it's too dark in here. And not without knowing how to work cameras, I just hit dials until I got it as bright as I could, but also dropped the frame rate to a spot where it was like the choppiest and worst footage. And a lot of money went into that show, and I felt like a fucking asshole. And but it was
show has never been seen.
It sucks. Like I'm bummed about that, but like, I mean, like, it made me learn, and it made me like, yo, I have to fucking deep dive into this more. I can't be fucking around. Like, I did all the research how to buy the equipment, but like, I was learning on the fly, and I wasn't saying I was being lazy. It was just like, oh fuck, I never had this problem where we literally were shooting in a room that was pitch black. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, how the fuck do I fix this? And I didn't know, and people are banking on you to know all the answers, and I wasn't the senior production guy, but even the people who were more seasoned than me didn't know what they were doing either.
Yeah, I don't know who those guys were.
Yeah, but like it was tough, and you have to learn that. And you have to go through that. Getting better on commentary, getting more comfortable with yourself, getting comfortable in what you're going to put out there is if it's authentically you, or if you're just trying to be the next somebody else. Trying to become a better storyteller. I'm trying that so much more on commentary, instead of just trying to be like calling what I see. But like sometimes the wrestlers in the ring don't give me a story to tell. It's spot, finish, kick out, kick out, kick out, kick. I'm like, you didn't work an arm, you didn't work a leg, you didn't tell me. Like there's nothing going in. It's just like a showcase. It's like me calling a UFC fight. I can't really tell a story if you're not giving me much to work with. And then you have a match like Richie Ruiz and Philly Mike Swanson, who tell the story of one guy's a really good inside the rope grappler, and Philly Mike takes it to the outside and brawls all over the place, and then Richie hits his hand on the post, so he can't use his hands to grip submissions. Like they told a great story, and I even went backstage. I was like, that matches like that make me look like $1 million on commentary because you did something I can play off of. You instead of just going from move to move to move and move and trying to like a highlight reel, you did super simple stuff that tells the story of why you're even in there. You know, that's fun. But even with wrestling too, like no one's going to hand you opportunities in wrestling, and you have to fight and claw, and sometimes just kind of fake it till you fucking make it. You have to earn that trust when it comes to shows, especially being in the situation of, at least where I'm coming from as a content person, of just like, well, what the fuck do you know about wrestling? You're like, you're right. What the fuck do I know? I've been watching since I'm 4, but like that doesn't really work with everybody in wrestling. Like, well, I've been watching since I'm 4 too. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like everyone's in the same boat, and you have to consistently improve. You have to consistently show up. Missing 1 month of a wrestling show, you don't know if you're fucking even available, or you don't even know if you're on the show the next show, because someone can show up
so many times.
Yeah,
I
the
got
FOMO's
people mad
real.
at me because they missed 1 month and I could never book them again. It keeps moving.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I missed this, and then someone shows up and does your job better and cheaper, and then you're out of a job just because someone undercut you. You know what I mean? It's tough, and then you fucking the anxiety of missing a show. Oh my god, I don't even want to get into that. But being a content creator or stuff like that isn't really much different. Supporting isn't something you ask for; it's something that you earn over time. And once people choose to support you, you start seeing the support differently. And that's kind of where I had to adjust. I kind of really found myself when I rebranded and start doing things on my own and start doing things with a team. I mean, I still love the team effort. I love that you guys are sitting around the table. I love that we're all sitting here doing this. I think this makes it fun for me. But yeah, I think I definitely leaned on the team aspect more instead of taking charge and doing what I do. What are some ways for you, Lily, that you feel like you earned more of the respect of the people around you, instead of just making the masks that because it was the easy thing to make that people wanted?
I started doing more upcycled fashion because I did quilts and blankets for a while. That's what kind of got me into sewing. I really haven't been sewing for that long, or at least advanced sewing for that long. But I think that like when I started getting, I don't want to say more respect, but more business, was when I started making clothes, and that was what I've been wanting to do for a long time. I made my first couple of items for you, and you wore it still to this day, a giant like cloak. I don't even know what you would call it. That big blanket.
I call it my New Japan jacket.
Yeah, crocheted, like it's massive, and it's very loud, and it's very you. And you wear it. You wore it for your first entrance, doing commentary, but having your first entrance as well. And then every time after that, which is like kind of becomes synonymous. Unless it's hot. Fair. But then I made you the vest, and it was kind of like round 2. But I think everyone was like, "Oh, like you make these, like you're." I think because I started, you were wearing them. Obviously, you have a lot of eyes looking at you, especially in the wrestling business. And I think that kind of got more eyes on me. And I think that it's crazy to say that most of my supporters are people who I don't know their real names. Like, I don't know who these people, like, they're cool people. I know them on a ICU for a couple of hours every other month type basis, but I don't think I've really deep dive into knowing any of these people, but I think that I've gotten more support with the more things that I've made in any community, not just the wrestling community. I've been making denim jackets for a while now. I made one as a tip for a tattoo that I got, and that's been shown love as well as, like, just making stuff. The jacket I made for you as well, the vest I made for you, and just starting to do more. I think the first marketplace, I think being at Pilguru and Alyssa saying, like, hey, I want you here, like, we do these vendors markets, come set something up and sell whatever you have. And I'm like, okay, well, I really don't know what my prices are. Like, I know I'm advanced at doing this stuff, but I don't think people are gonna, like, spend that much. And she was like, no, you're worth it. Like, you need to know your worth. And starting out there, last year, 2 years ago, last year, somewhere around there. No, it was last year. It was only a year ago. And now this year being, like, booked out for the entire month of, like, I have something to do every week this month. And that's wild to me, but it's also, like, insane that it's come this far. And I've kind of just honed into not making just specialty crafts or, like, stuff I was making, like, baby blankets when I first started my sewing business. I was basically making, like, little onesies and nursery blankets and teddy bears and little things like that. And, like, I ain't got a baby. Like, yeah. I'm not really interested in that. And I kind of just started shifting, and I started doing more of, like, what, I guess, like you were saying, like, what makes you happy and everything, and being more authentic to myself. Like, I really started doing, like, I want to make things that I would use. I want to make things that, like, I would show off, because I'm constantly, like, it's something that's useful in every day.
It's easy to sell something when you're passionate about it.
Right.
If you're like, oh, I made, like, this thing, or you're like, hey, I made this cute little ghosty, and it has little devils.
They have names. Yeah. I have a little guy named Nuggles that comes in a jar, and he's a little cutie pie too. But I also now make, like, tarot mats and other, like, moon water. I'll do some different essential oils and things in my moon water, and doing things that are more authentic to what I'm into. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's also brought me a lot more eyes, and
you find, like, more self-worth, and then in turn with that, more people find more self-worth with you. How about you?
Absolutely.
I mean, I feel like the authenticity is the key to that success, or to the connecting with the audience. Like, I mean, I've been on your content, I've made my own content, and I feel like I've always kind of just been a level of myself, just maybe dialed up to 11 sometimes, mm-hmm. back when I did the wrestling stuff with PPW. People connected with me, right? And that's how I knew that, like, you, for your content, you were the selling point, you know, because people connected with you. I would connect with you. But then starting the Kilowatt and Friends podcast, every story that we have, every interaction that we have is so authentic and relatable, because we're telling real stories and we're evaluating real emotions, right? People are connecting with that. People are engaging with that, because when people are watching it, they're connecting, they're feeling, and that encourages that engagement, right? Yeah. Which also makes them feel connected to you. That's where the support comes from. That's where the support goes. That's how the audience grows. So it is about being authentic, creating what you want to create, and finding a way to make that marketable, or have it grow in some sort of organic way. But when you're not doing that, when you're not being authentic to yourself, and you're just kind of creating into the void of what you think is popular, what you think is going to sell, or generating the meaningless AI art, while you make money off that, you're not really creating art. You're not really connecting with people, you know? So that, I mean, that's the theme. Everybody here has talked about authenticity.
Yeah. And I think we're getting to a world. Honestly, it's coming where I think the world's going to desperately seek it out. I've been saying it now for about 6 years, but I feel like it's slowly climbing.
Yeah, I think we're heading towards not only authentic art and social, like the need for social media that is authentic, but also kind. A lot of the media that I've been consuming lately is like trading Pokemon cards, like Beard Dad and Yumi Collects, and just these really kind, loving people that you're watching them only because they're kind. You don't care about the cards. There's nothing neat really happening there. Mm-hmm. But their kindness is so infectious.
And they're not doing the bit where they're like, oh, I'm purposely giving things away for the clip. You know what I mean?
No,
like
I mean, the clip is happening because they're filming it.
Yeah.
Right? But they're also just genuinely being good people, treating children, with the sensitivity that children should be treated with, which is, kindness and inspiring and role modeling.
Yeah. I like the dude who goes around, he's like a white hood kid, and he just gives people free haircuts.
Yeah.
Like he just sets up on the side of the street and he just chats with them while he's cutting their hair.
Yeah.
And he's just like, it's free. Just do it for free.
I feel like his name is Vic. Vic Blends.
He's really good. I
Mm-hmm.
generally like listening to him. He's super authentic, and he's.
I'll watch the and even though like you may feel like it's a little inauthentic, but the guys who go out there and they trick people a little bit, but in a kind way. Like, hey, I was looking for somebody that was going to be kind to me today. Here's
you know who I like that does that? There's a few people who fuck with people and they're just dicks about it.
Right.
But there's just one kid named Zach Cray.
Yep.
He generally comes from a good spot. Like, he's funny, but then he's also like, oh, I went a little too far there, and he immediately goes and apologizes. Or like the one video, a guy legit punches him in the face, and then but 30 seconds later they're hugging. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing the prank, but he also ends it with some type of cool man. I like that kid.
I like pretty much all of them. I mean, they make me cry, but it's because they're making me feel. So what am I doing? I'm hitting the heart. I'm hitting the like. If there's something really memorable about the video, I'm actually commenting.
Yeah, I just that's the only thing I wish more people would do is just like the heart, like Instagram. If you heart it, like just the reshare button's right there. Just fuck it. It's a brand new feature. Just do it.
Yeah.
Now I know a lot of it also comes down to like maybe people aren't educated, and like maybe here's a quick crash course. If any type of time you're watching content, if you're there, just put yourself in this habit. If you're watching this and you made it this far, if you're watching a piece of content and it's a 6-second video and it gets you for at least half of it, hit the thumbs up, hit the heart
at the very least.
I'm not saying share it to your Facebook wall because that's a little different, but like Instagram, it doesn't go on your personal wall. It just puts it in an algorithm, another click that says, hey, we're going to put this to more people because you click this button. And if 7 people click it, then it goes to another level and another level. Like Instagram, like TikTok, I don't break 200 views because it puts my video out to 200 people. And if those 200 people don't do anything with it, it just dies. And then TikTok doesn't push it out anymore. And then if a bunch of people then like it later, it takes a lot more engagement for it to hit that next level because it's been a time has passed. And that's huge for people. And some people know that in the content space and purposely don't do it. But then there's people who just like, oh, I just kind of like doom scrolling and I don't hit the button. Yeah. But it does help us a lot.
Through this process, like when you have the people that are close to you that create the content, it's tough to do it, right? Because I want to share every video. I want to like every video. But like also, and this is what was hard when you were pumping out content every 3 times a week.
Your page becomes my page.
My page becomes your page, and then I lose all my identity, and I lose anybody that's following me or trying to connect with me, especially on an app like Facebook, which is about connection.
Yeah.
Right. So that became really hard to do, and then I'm like, oh man, I feel bad. Like this dude's always asking for a like or a share, but if I do it every time, I lose myself in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The like doesn't really bother us, but the share, if you put it on your wall, it does. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And once people do support you as the person and not the thing, you start seeing support differently, and that's where we'll get into part 3 here with gratitude, and that changes everything as well. So there's tons of people who have supported us as my community is huge, the Cult of ABJ, which I'm very, very grateful and thankful for. And I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but supposedly I'm getting a custom Cult of ABJ title belt that I don't know anything about. I don't know. I do know some things about it, but I have not seen it. He will not show me any photos, anything. The only thing he told me is the AEW World Championship is about a 10-pound belt. Mm-hmm. And this Colt belt that he made me makes that look like a toy.
Okay.
So he says it's a hefty boy. It's a really hefty belt. And he said it's huge. It's got a lot, like some details that I definitely wanted in there and things incorporated. But that's 100% when I carry that around or I put that out there. Like every T-shirt that I make puts my Colt logo on there. Like I do it for them. Like I make content, but I try to actively make the content because they want to be there for me and they want to watch stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like that's who my people are. The people who buy merch. I start doing more things where I support the people who buy merch or have put my stickers up in fun places. Yeah. People who show up at wrestling shows and not just show up at wrestling shows. And I'm going to be a little selfish, but the ones who show up because I'm there. Hey, I fell in love with this roster, but I only walked in the door because I'm an ABJ fan. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I don't ever want the only reason to be there is me, but if I'm there and you show up because of it, it's pretty awesome. My whole objective as a content creator or my identity or my brand since the beginning has been to uplift other people. Mm-hmm. And if I can keep growing and my audience is aware because that's the message I put out. Like, hey, if you see somebody on my show, go support them. Go show them love. Give the same love to them as you do me. Yeah. And I've done that for a while. Now, has that backfired? 100%. Because then I've had content creators who have joined my community, joined my people, mm-hmm. then portrayed, disrespected me, and then thought that was just going to continue. And I go, no. Like, they're not going to fuck with you because they fuck with me. I've earned this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that.
There's also spin on that.
Yeah.
You giving people opportunities that they don't necessarily deserve.
Agreed. I think there's sometimes where I don't think that I'm not trying to sound like a dick here, or I'm not trying to gatekeep, or I'm not trying to be. I think Sammy Chaos says it best. I think we should gatekeep a little more. Mm-hmm. I think we've opened up the gates where it's like, hey, everyone can just do it. I generally think if I go and I meet a content creator who has 100,000, 300 million views, and that person just like, yo, you've only been doing this 6 months. I'm going to grab you and just rip you up where I am. You're fucked. You're fucked. You bypass the struggle. You bypass the learning. You bypass the fuck ups. You bypass all of that. And you jump into an area and get access to things that you're not going to be prepared for. You're not going to be talented enough to keep growing, and you're going to probably fall quicker than you're there. You're going to get the quick jump, but you're not going to be sustainable. And I think I did that. And I'm not saying I have a huge platform, but I think there's a lot of people that I ripped up too quick and gave them access that they shouldn't have had, or maybe gave them access that they didn't deserve or have, and then they got more entitled because they got that access.
I couldn't agree more.
And I have to protect that. Like, I also realize that professional wrestling and certain things, and you only get so many credits. Like, you're my best friend, but at the end of the day, you only have so many. Can you help me tokens with anybody? And if all your can you help me tokens are being used on, hey, I'm bringing a friend in, and your help me tokens that could help you later on are all being spent on people who don't even value you in 6 months, I fucked myself on a lot of fucking tokens to get me to the next level because I gave all those tokens to other people.
Yeah, I hate to see it. Like, and I'm a kind, loving person, man.
Like, I'm not trying to be.
When I see you give your spot away, it pisses me off.
Do you know what promotion I wish I never fucking gave those tokens away to? Labor of Love. I fucking still wish I had the access where I can just show up and get content, but because I gave my tokens to other people, I have to pay to play to get there. Because I gave my tokens to them, they fucked it up, and now they made it any content creator has to fucking pay to play. That sucks.
Well, also, other ones were abusing it. It wasn't just you. Well, yeah, you kind of brought them in.
Yeah, I gave all my tokens to them.
Yeah, and then they abused it, and then they had to start paying, and now everybody has to pay, which is good because the promotion is giving them the leg up. So there should be some sort of pay to play.
Agreed.
But, like at some point, at some level, in the beginning and middle, it's symbiotic.
Yeah.
You're helping each other.
I still definitely want to go to those shows and
I would
support
love
and
to,
be
too.
there. I just, for the most of the time that they've been growing, I haven't been at a point where I had a vehicle that I trusted to get there.
Sure.
I'm still living very, very tight budget because I'm
Yeah.
getting caught up for the years I didn't have it.
Well, if I'm ever not working or whatever,
I love what they're doing.
I would go down there. I love Billy.
He made Matt Mako the fucking champion. Like,
I know. I would. You know what I would give to be able to like book shows and rebook some of these people.
It's
man?
everything I loved about Camp Leapfrog is on that roster.
Yeah, I know.
It's so good.
And good for them.
I
'cause
l're
they're
it.
killing it, and they have the connections.
And
they're
and
doing good things.
I think what we created at Camp Leapfrog was special, but also what made Camp Leapfrog was the people.
What's really getting me, and sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm watching WWE steal ideas from Labor of Love.
Yes.
The time machine,
Yes.
the cloning machine from Dr. Ethan Wilde.
Yep.
Danhausen's using it, and it looks exactly the same.
Yep.
Like it is a blatant ripoff.
Yep.
And like I don't like doing it because like Trotsky, I still love the dude. But Trotsky used to say like, "Hey, WWE stole this idea from me," and I'd be like, "All right, questionable." There's no question in my mind that WWE is stealing ideas.
What's
from
his name? That guy who they put in the mask. It was 100% Cyberhawk, like down to the mask.
Right.
Like when they put Axum or whatever on NXT. I literally thought
absolutely.
they signed Cyberhawk. I was like,
Razorhawk, right?
Razorhawk, yeah. It's. I mean, I know there's only so many ways you could do a mask, but that was dead nuts on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but I want to go a little deeper with you guys here about maybe some moments that surprised you when it comes to support that you've been gotten. Someone that you weren't expecting to wear your merch or something you created.
Oh yeah, I have one.
Someone quoting or talking about your podcast that you didn't expect them to. Mm-hmm. Someone recognizing you at an event you weren't expecting. Yeah. Someone reaching out because an episode meant something to them. These moments matter because no one had to do that; they chose to. I'll start with one real quick. Was Carrie Silken pulled me aside.
Sure, yeah.
And I was posting a lot about like my struggles, and I was doing it not for attention. And I know every time I posted, I hate that I was doing it, but I was genuinely trying to be authentic and open with the people who follow and support me. But it turned more into I was giving people who don't like me support, like more fuel to not like me and think they were winning the battle. Which it is what it is. But Carrie Silken kind of pulled me aside at an AXW show. He's like, hey, let me talk to you real quick. And I think he even pulled me away from Lily. And he's like, hey, man, you're too fucking talented. Stop being a fucking pussy. Like, get your shit together. You're better than all these fucking people. Chin up and fucking move forward. Yeah. And from a guy who literally helped so many people who are on TV right now and had a great eye for talent, I accepted that. I know he's kind of a canceled person to talk about, but Chris Levin was another one who was like, I see something in you. The same way you did. Like, you're kind of like the brother aspect where like your family member can tell you or someone you're close to could tell you, and you're like, they're just saying it because they're being sweet. Mm-hmm. And then like Chris was like the first person in the wrestling world who said it, and I was like, Julius Smokes.
Hell yeah.
He watched me take my envelope and walk over and give it to another wrestler, and he goes, what the fuck was that? And I said, I don't think I deserve it yet. He goes, did you work today? I said, yeah. He goes, did you put in time and effort? He goes, yeah. He goes, I watched you put in the time and effort. That's your fucking envelope. Keep that shit. And I said, I'm still paying my dues. I can't go in the ring and pay my dues like all of you. So this is my way of paying dues. So I gave it to someone who was injured, who hasn't gotten a paycheck because they haven't wrestled in a while, and I gave them my pay. And to this day, I still don't regret giving that pay away because they were a sweetheart, and they did a lot of work outside of wrestling too when it came to the graphics and stuff for the company.
They were completely invaluable to the promotion of Camp Leapfrog.
And I'll just keep saying they because I don't want to put any. I'm not trying to give anything away, but they're amazing. But that was another one. Julius Smokes, where they kind of like pulled me up and said some stuff.
Looking back, like how amazing does it feel to have these interactions and these stories with these people, man?
Yeah, it's fucking fun. It's fun. I can't really think of like maybe someone wearing my merch. I'm trying to think of like when I seen someone wearing a T-shirt that I was like, holy fuck. Probably Miles. Sure. Miles Millennium when he wore the tornado tag shirt at that really meant a lot to me. Because I never really had someone wear it to the ring.
And not even,
Yeah.
It was just like, I'm doing this. Killian, whenever anybody did a podcast with him, he threw your shirt on.
Yeah. Yeah. And then another one that meant a lot was Devin Thrasher when he wrestled in my hometown in the main event in Monty City, and he came out in a white ABJ cut off.
Right,
yeah, I actually have it hung up on the wall with all the blood all over it. But I was like, fuck, man, I always sold my T-shirts in white in case a wrestler ever wore it in a death match. I'm like, no one's ever going to fucking wear my shit while they do it. And it fucking happened.
Nice.
And that was really cool. So that they're definitely listening at here and there, or they're definitely listening to the stuff, and that meant a lot to me. That's why I'm like, I do get to keep that, right? He's like, yes, absolutely. I have signs on my wall of people's art that they drew for me at shows. That means a lot. Yeah, I don't know, fucking super sick. I
Gratitude, man.
Yeah, wrestlers giving me their gear so I can put it on the background of my podcast table because they want me to own a piece of their career. You know what I mean? Like that means
like
a lot.
A little Frank Romaskavich over here.
I know. I'm gonna have I don't know, just super dope. Like I don't know. Another one that really surprised me, a moment that was really cool, and I generally chalk it up to I hope this person did it only because they see the hard work I put in at shows, and I leave them alone. And when I do see them not in their character, I don't acknowledge the fact that I know it's them. But the day Ultramanus agreed to do a podcast with me,
cool.
I was like, I'll never know. Like that whole weekend at WrestleMania, I was like, I don't know if I don't ask. And I went up to Paul London and I was like, can I get an interview with you? And he goes, absolutely. And then Sexy Eddie, absolutely.
Sexy Eddie's so
and then
cool.
Dude, it took me till Mania weekend. That was 7-8 years into my content, where I remember pulling aside to you and I was like in tears, and I was like, bro, I finally feel like the Can't Believe Frog people fucking, like, the whole time I had such fucking strong imposter syndrome that I was like, they don't fucking care that I'm there.
Yeah,
like
no,
they don't like me. They don't
you.
give a shit about it. Like when I went to Avery Good's last show, and like a bunch of people were like, how come we haven't seen you in High Tension? Because like that was when our beef was happening. Like when I wasn't there. They're like, we thought you were an owner. And I was like, no, I'm just I'm the friend of the owner. And like, well, why are you not there? And I was like, I'm just not booked, I guess. I don't know. Like, I didn't want to say anything negative. I'm just like, I'm just not there.
Yeah.
But then like Mania weekend, like for some reason maybe just I put my guard down or I just accepted it. But like Max and Shay and Weber and everyone was like, man, we miss you, we love you. Like I was just like, fuck, dude. Like, I mean, it like family. It means a lot. It means a fucking a shit ton. So that was really cool. But yeah, the Ultramanus thing, when he agreed to it, I was like fucking beside myself.
You got Paul London that weekend?
Yeah. Paul London, Ultramanus, and fucking Sexy Eddie were my.
That's cool.
Were really, and then just to do the show at Suplex, where another one, fucking this random wrestling shop that everyone and their brother were begging to get involved with, or do content with, or be involved with, or go there and try to fucking. As soon as they seen they were working with me, everybody was knocking down their fucking door. Well, can I be a podcast too? Can I get because they were like, well, you're sponsoring ABJ, you're giving ABJ money, and they fucking stuck to it. Like that's our guy. You know, like love, like I don't know what happened. I know there's maybe some bad blood or whatever happened with like the way they went about things. I don't know, but I will say till I'm fucking blue in the face, Chris was that dude. Chris fucking,
I really liked him a lot.
He believed in me, man. Like when I was down and out, he was sending me fucking a couple $100 a week just to be like, yo, and then like, hey, a Precious can drive you to a wrestling show. Here's fucking $70 for him for drive. Like I'm gonna pay someone to get you there, and some of the times I wouldn't even take the money that he gave me. I would double up and give it to the person who gave me the ride, because I was just I've been to shows where I don't need money. I could fucking eat later on. You know what I mean? Sure. Like I went to Smash shows on fucking Suplex's budget. You know what I'm saying? Like I got there and helped out your production team and was paid my driver my cut of like what they were giving me that week. Like they were paying me enough to pay the programs to keep the podcast moving. Never met them a day in my life, but they were throwing me money. And then I finally got a ride up there. They were super sweet. Like that is insane. And then to book a WrestleMania weekend show, and then everyone and their brother again trying to get on commentary, and I gave my tokens away again, but they were like, yo, get the fuck back on commentary. We didn't book them. You get on fucking commentary.
Yes, sir.
And I was just like, I love that. Man, Suplex was huge for me. They were huge for me.
Yep.
Yeah. Any I'll start with you. Any ones that surprised you, or merch, events, people who talked about former shows that you put on?
So one, as the former podcast brand, the Wickedness, Mikey Whipwreck wore one of our shirts on a House of Glory show that got a lot of attention because he got turned on by Amazing Red. He was wearing our shirt. It was really cool. I mean, a bunch of people wore that shirt. D'Lo Brown. Oh, I mean, we were giving it to him.
But I mean, you gave it to him, and he still picked it for that day.
But then you have like actual.
I have his number and still have not called him for a podcast because I'm nervous.
Mikey?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's probably down to do it.
I mean, he personally gave his number to do it, but I you know how people have done that? Like, I have fucking people
his
on AEW.
His podcast with Jerry Lynn was awesome until like eventually they burned out.
Yeah.
But so there are wrestlers that I had like great personal interactions with that, you know, when it comes to gratitude, like they're insane, but then they also supported what I was doing, right? In fact, Boogeyman like offered to like mentor me to do bigger things and possibly like get me in the door of the WWE if he could. You know, he's like, do these things and like I got you. And he would check in on me from time to time because I picked him up from the airport. We were driving back and we were having this conversation, and we got to talking about like his character and like what it means and stuff like that. And I said, well, the thing about your character, man, is that if they booked you every single week on SmackDown, you just become another character. You're not special because of the nature of what your character is. And I told him, like, this weekend I just watched the Andre the Giant documentary, and Vince McMahon talks about how, you know, he would loan him out to different territories and stuff like that because it becomes a spectacle when he's not around all the time. I said, kind of like The Undertaker, when you use you the right way, you become larger than life. You become a spectacle, and that is why you are a legend and really didn't do too much. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he's like, what's crazy is that you're the second person ever that's only told me that. The only other person was before I walked out at WrestleMania, and it was Triple H. He's like that perspective is like crazy. I was like, that's hell yeah, man. Like, I appreciate that you're picking up what I'm putting down. Rosa Mendez wore one of my shirts for a while, and she was very supportive. She was a friend. PPW ruined that relationship that I had with her. I do not forgive them for that. That was a Tony thing. Yeah, we're gonna shoot. I don't care. That pissed me off, and they knew that pissed me off. That ruined a very sincere friendship. Yeah, but like Jack Swagger, man, like it's so crazy, these people. But then you have people like at Sonic Temple, the people I don't know coming up and be like, hey, I saw your stuff, like I really vibed with it. That's awesome. Anybody who connects with me genuinely, the gratitude is crazy. Mm-hmm. Like I put a piece of me out there, and you're connecting with it, and you're letting me know. That makes me feel so good. And that's what drives me. I even say that in the vlog, is like, that's giving me the motivation to not stop this. I'm still never going to do like a weekly show. Like I don't have that drive in me. Like, I burn out really fast. But when I do it on my terms, and then I get any kind of sincere feedback like that, that's all I need.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Mike gave us a lot of good feedback our first one.
Who's that?
Mike.
Oh, Philly Mike. Yeah, and that's awesome.
Skooky Mike Swanson.
I love Philly Mike. Let me express some gratitude for Philly Mike.
Yeah, please do.
You know, there's these people in my life, and to enter the spiritual world a little bit, man, there are people that in my life I've gotten vibes off of, and then down the road, they've become really close to me.
Yeah.
Desiree was one of those people back in high school. I was like, these crazy vibes with her. We're cool. Years later, very tight. Philly Mike's one of those people, man. When I met him at Camp Leapfrog, I was just like, man, I really like this guy. Like, he's kind of a trash person, but like, I really like him for some reason. And now he's in my top 5 favorite people. He's one of my best friends.
I was nervous about our friendship when everything went down, and I felt like people had to choose sides, and I was like, oh, he doesn't really fuck with me anymore. And I didn't like say anything negative or bad about him. At least I don't think I did. And I was just like, oh man, I just don't think he likes me because the line in the sand I was drawing. But I was like, man, I fucked with you, man. Like, I literally went out of my way to make sure you got the doctor's appointments, and I wanted to make sure you got good, and I wanted to make sure you were good to get out. Like, I just cared about him. Like him and Riley. I think they're both great fucking people, and I'm glad that friendship has resparked again.
An
and
important
makes
thing
me feel
to
good.
realize is that you don't always have to draw the line in the sand for somebody else's beef.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. A lot of people did. A lot
I'm
of
sure
people,
they did.
A lot of people
I'm
did.
sure they did.
A lot of people
You know,
did.
and I'm glad that I've survived the not drawing a line.
Yeah,
because
there were some people there that I was like, man, they're the homies, and they are no longer the homies.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh. And then now the other side of the line that they drew the sand in, they don't offer anything, and now they're like, hey, you're doing cool things. Let's talk. And I was just like, respectfully,
no thanks.
No.
Yeah,
I don't hate you.
And you see who fake people are.
Yeah,
man.
I don't hate you. I don't I don't want any beef. I don't want any problems. But
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
I am grateful to have a wonderful relationship with both of you. Even though you guys definitely don't have that for each other, and we'll never.
I don't generally give a fuck anymore. Like
I know.
I don't really want anything negative for them, or anything like that. But just like, yeah, like I could be cordial. I have been at places where,
and I'm sure, and there will be opportunities where either like you're going to be cordial, or I don't know.
I guess my thing is like, and I hate to rehash. I'm not trying to rehash it, but like I personally went out of my way to make the phone call and squash it and do all that, and it didn't help, and it made it only worse. And I went to shows and did nothing in front of a camera, and did everything I can to make it good. Like, hey, let me go grab my camera and do extra roving. Let me make sure the commentary sounds good. Let me make sure we get. Like, I genuinely tried. Yeah. I genuinely tried. I clipped 5 shows, watched every single one, made a bunch of clips, put them all out there. I tried. I genuinely tried.
I know, man.
Yeah, like, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal. But I want to get away from that.
Steer back away.
Yeah,
but, I know, man. Gratitude. When you said the word gratitude, you need to talk soon. I'm sorry, but like,
I'll wait my turn.
This one's going long. No, go ahead.
Yeah, gratitude is such an important word to me, because like, if you don't appreciate everything along the way, appreciate how people are supporting you, even the people who aren't, like, because you're learning something from that.
Another quick shout out. Older coworkers from my first job ever at the movie theater are buying my stuff and like are big supporters of mine. Like, I don't see the photo of the girl holding her kid, and they're both wearing ABJ shirts.
Yeah.
I worked with her and the other guy who's wearing the same blue 570 shirt at a movie theater when I was fucking 17, 18 years old. Yeah, and there's still support like that.
It's an amazing thing, that the impact you leave on others, man, and how they appreciate that growth that you've had. It's awesome.
Lily.
Hey.
Great talk. So anyway, no. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm grateful for you.
Dio Panda Baby, thank you, bye.
That's it?
No. Dio was the first person that, like, I would say reached out to me to get something made. Hold on, let me rephrase that. They were not the first person to ask me to make them something. I had a few people ask me to make pride tops and things like that. But I think as far as saying, hey, I want you to make me something, whatever you think of, whatever you think will look good, make it. And I made it, and he loved it. And then a year later, he got, like, I crocheted him a pink sweater, and then a year later he got new gear that was blue. I'm like, oh no, we're messing up the color scheme. He's like, yeah, so I wanted to talk to you. I want you to make me something else. I want it for the summertime, XYZ, this is what I want. And from that, people who I hadn't talked to in a while were like reaching out to me, hey, did you make that for Dio? And I thought that was cool, but also the fact that, like, he came back to me and was like, yeah, I trust your judgment. Like, I think you could, put your spin on things. Then they asked for more than
just gear.
What?
Sorry. I thought I was going to say something more detailed, but I was like, I don't want to do that. I said they asked for more than just gear.
They never did.
The other person did. Not Dio.
I wasn't
the
talking
big guy.
Anyway.
No, I'm not big guy.
I was not talking about that person either, but okay. Anyway, regardless, I guess I'm grateful for that person too, because
they bought gear.
They paid.
And they paid.
They paid.
I'll always love that.
Yeah. But I think that, Sammy, like, I mean, really, I'm thankful for anyone who's had me make them anything, be it a travel crochet, like tic-tac-toe board, or like clothing, household items, whatever. Someone bought a little Frankenstein plush that I made, and like a year later I was like, hey friend, I found this yarn. I don't know, for some reason it makes me think of you. And he was like, make something, I'll pay for it. Make me a blanket, whatever. I go over to take the blanket to him. Tony comes along with me, and he's giving us a tour of the house, and he's like taking us through the kitchen, and I see my little plushie sitting there on his like countertop. Like he's like has a permanent little, that made my heart so happy to see that, like, not only did you just take it, you didn't like just give it to some kid or like be like, yeah, whatever, and throw this in a drawer somewhere. Like, you actually have my stuff on display. I thought that was
Can
really
I tell you
cool.
my 2 favorite moments for you?
Sure.
My 2 favorite ones is when we, and it kind of ties into before about like, oh shit, they fucking don't fuck with me and they probably don't like me and we're not cool anymore. And then we show up to Philadelphia for the show at Fire, and Riley walks over, sees your jacket, and buys it off your back.
Yeah.
I thought that was super dope.
Yeah, that
And,
was
like,
awesome.
And I was really like, oh, like it reminded me why
That
I
was
fuck
me,
with
like-
them, and like they're good people and I care about them. And I felt like it was like the first step of like, maybe
So
they
was
do.
that the moment?
That was one. That was
Yeah.
one that like really, I was excited for you that someone bought something like that, because like I thought the jacket was fucking sick.
I was so
It's one of
stressed
my
out
favorite
about that
pieces.
jacket. I made that jacket in literally like how long? I found out when I feel like, I don't remember if you were working or what was going on at that point in time, but I feel like you got home, you were like, hey, we're leaving in an hour and a half to go to Philly. Let's go. And I was like, oh, well, I have to make something now.
Yeah.
And I just literally like, I still had the paint splatter on my hands, the blood splatter from
Yeah.
like throwing it on the jacket.
I remember that was
night.
what I added. That was the only thing I said. You should put blood all over it.
Yeah.
And then the other moment was at Pink Moon Collective when we were there, and someone fell in love with your Beetlejuice outfit.
So I was about to get to that. As far as people who have bought things for me, I think that pretty much lists. I mean,
They were
not
just generally
even bought
excited.
things for me. People who have supported me, and let me finish.
Yeah.
People who have got clothes from me.
Mhm.
I think that's pretty much my list. But I think that people who continue to support me, I have a different list for. Obviously, the 2 of you, but as well.
Colette.
Yes.
Huge.
Yes. So, but also Pink Moon, and specifically Tarot by Michaela. She has reached her neck out, as well as Creepsy Courtney Tattoos. They've both stuck their neck out and been like, hey, we are doing a XYZ vendors market, and I think you should come. I already reached out to the people. They're cool with you coming. I'm now on like the Orwigsburg, and what's the other one? Cressona. I'm doing their like Heritage Days, and I'm like set up for like all of their events for the rest of the year, summer, fall, winter, Christmas ones, like all of that, which is really cool. But like, I don't think I would have made those connections. I don't want to say like without doing my art, but having people that support me in that way.
You should set up a table at the Montana City show.
Yeah, I actually reached out to, well, I've met those people this past weekend, and we were working on that. Wait, are you talking about
the
are you
Montana City
talking about the
Fire?
wrestling
He's
show?
talking about the wrestling.
Okay.
The wrestling show. You should set up a
Okay.
table.
I actually, wait. Yeah, I don't think I have anything that month yet. Maybe. I think I have one in September.
Yeah.
But as far as, being grateful for people who, like, order things from me, I think that's a great thing, too. But I think that people who support me and, like, reach out or share, like, you were saying, like, a share button is one thing. But to see, like, people who, I think even people just on the street, when people are like it happened this weekend, someone was like, hey, love your jacket. Tony's like, yeah, I'm very bad about being like, I did it, I made that, but he was like, yeah, she made it, and she was like, oh, that's really awesome, turned and walked away. And then like took like 3 steps and turned around and was like, do you have an Instagram? Like, that made my night. I was like, yeah, here you go. I'll type it in for you, whatever. I think that people that genuinely support and like have that excitement, like that's something I'm really grateful for. It's not just like, hey, I like this thing you're doing, I think it's cool. I think that that support is still needed, but I think people who have that genuine spark of interest in there, I'm especially grateful for.
I think it's important to like also just show up.
Yeah,
show
absolutely.
up and put your stuff on display, because you never know who's walking by. When we went to MonsterCon, everybody we saw with cool stuff, we were like, what's your Instagram? Like, what's your social media? Like, we may be broke now, but one day, like, we'll come back. You know?
But going back really quick to Riley, as far as even wrestling shows, like, I never thought about setting up a crochet market in a wrestling venue, and I've now done that at 3 different wrestling venues.
Riley's piece that she bought was a huge boost to your serger.
So this year I had, well, it was something that I had made a few cardigans. It was Tony's. There's a few pictures in existence of Tony wearing it. I made I almost said Nightmare Before Christmas. I know that's not
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street cardigan.
What a different movie that was.
I know. I was like, I'm sitting there, I'm like doing like this, and I'm like,
What's
nightmare.
What's
nightmare.
Come here, little kids.
Anyway,
how queer.
I had made it to where it looked like it was ripped, but it wasn't really ripped. And there's a few pictures in existence of him wearing it, myself wearing it, my kids wearing it. And one of the more recent shows, after I started doing vendors markets with like having more household items and not just clothing, I started setting up at RWE and WTW. And
shout out.
Absolutely. And Riley was working the one day. I was doing pictures, actually. I was doing photography in the back, and I kind of just kept like running out in between intermission. Does anybody want anything? And I do have like couture prices, I guess you could say. Like, it takes time to make these things.
It's expensive.
So a lot of people are like, I don't think so. And Riley was obviously in the back for most of it. She can't be out, while she's in character and such. But afterwards, she was like, hey, so is this sweater for sale? And I was like, Tony told me if I had a buyer for it, I could sell it. And she's like, well, how much? I tell her the price. I was like, listen, you bought a jacket from me before. You're now a return customer. I'll give you a little, whatever. And she was like, okay, got it right now. Also take a picture of me in it and post it. And I was like, okay, bet. Like that. She's amazing. But I think that, like I said, people who have that genuine spark in their, like, when they see something of yours and they fall in love with it and they're like, I need to have that thing.
Yeah. Well, that makes every supporter feel more meaningful, not less. And honestly, I've learned that support comes in a lot of different forms, which is going to take us kind of to part 4, but I feel like we covered a lot of it because we have been just kind of talking. But what support actually looks like. Support isn't always about the money. It isn't always about the views. Sometimes support is a comment, a share, conversation, showing up to a wrestling show, buying one sticker, telling a friend, and sometimes support is simply just saying, I believe in what you're building. It says here to maybe my notes I have maybe talk about some small moments that weren't necessarily huge but be genuine. I feel like we all kind of covered those stories, and I know we're going a little long, so I'm just trying to.
Well, my friend Reese, who is on the podcast that I've been doing, he also makes music.
Yeah.
So I shared he shared one of the videos he made, and I shared it, and he reached out to me. He's like, you shared my video, you shared my music. I was like, yeah, of course, I love it, I love you, like, I'm gonna share that. Like, he's like, nope, nobody's ever done that. And it's like crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy that nobody, like, you're sharing something so raw about yourself that you've created, and just a lack of support, but let's
it also taught me something else. Not everyone who likes you will support your work, and that's okay. And part 5 is separating friendship from support. This is an important conversation to talk about because friends don't watch. Family isn't into wrestling, and people who you care about, aren't interested in buying or interested in watching your content. That doesn't automatically mean they don't love you. It just might mean you're creating something that isn't for them, or they got shit going on. Or I also think there is an aspect too where you may see yourself in a light where you're trying to become a bigger deal, and
want to be important.
and you want to break your glass ceiling. And I think subconsciously people see you and put a glass ceiling on you and don't expect you to break through it until you do, and then when you do is when they'll start to care. And I don't think they do it subconsciously on purpose. I just think people see you as a bubble and they don't see you as a larger than life thing until that it already happens.
It's crazy because I feel like I'm kind of like the opposite. Like I see you and I'm like, yeah, that dude could be the next Van Vliet, but in his own style. Like I see people like, have you met Mikey? He's the hairdresser that used to come to PPW. He trained there for a little bit. He was in a Rumble. He used to wear like a lot of leather. Anyway, he cuts hair for the WWE now. He's kind of a big deal.
Oh, shit.
But I've never looked at him like some people would, like former friends of mine would, that would look at him like here's somebody who could help my career. I just look at him like, yeah, I'm really proud of all that you've done, man.
But awesome. I think that's why we fuck with each other, because we have like-minded things. Like I look at people and I'm like, you have a fucking gift. Mm-hmm. Like, how can I help you get that gift to the next stage, or give you the confidence for you to do it yourself?
Yeah, and I might not be able to share every video, but that doesn't mean on the friend side of things that I don't support you or want your best interest. Yeah. And I think it's important to separate. Maybe not all the content's for me, but you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've learned not to measure relationships by their views, and once I stopped expecting the support from friends and family, something more interesting happened. I started into the next part. I build a community instead of chasing numbers, and this naturally leads into the cult of ABJ. I want to tell you about how I built my community, and it wasn't just an audience for me. It's people who generally enjoy wrestling, horror, pop culture, horror conversations, honest conversations, sports, fucking random weird shit that we talk about till 5 in the
kinks
fucking
and
morning.
Fetishes, yeah.
That comes up a lot too.
Yes.
We generally talk about everything.
What is a cult without sex?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any weird sex yet, but we're working on music's in there. Yeah, it sneaks in there every now and then. But no, it's generally like we talk about everything that we fucking, that we were into, and we would sit there fucking 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. There's times where I would leave the Discord, wake up the next day, and people are still on there chatting. Like cool. It's not as active as it once was, but we're getting back. But you have to ask yourself: would you rather 100,000 passive followers? So what I mean by that's 100,000 people who clicked a button because you forced them to do it, but they're never going to watch, they're never going to tune in. They just hit the button and they just did it to give you a follow for follow, but they're not invested in your content? Or would you rather 1,000 people who are genuinely going to care, show up, support, be there, and fucking help you grow? Sure. And the answer is 1,000 over the 100,000, because 100,000 people who are barely there and they just hit a button are not going to help you drive your thing. You can go and you can buy views on the internet. You can buy monthly listeners on Spotify. You can do all of that. And trust me, there's times where I've been tempted, and I looked at it and I was like, what if I just throw like $20 a week into this?
Oof.
And I'm like, well, that's what people do, because people sometimes see a vanity number, and vanity numbers get you more opportunities. Mm-hmm. I've been told by major TV companies that I can't interview certain people, even though the person on the company wants me to interview them, but I'm not allowed because I only have 1,000 subscribers. And it's just like, well, that fucking sucks. But then someone paid for 10,000 subscribers and they get less views than I do on fucking videos, and they get huge interviews and they get big opportunities and they get a lot of things, and they paid for those numbers. And it's just like, no, I'm gonna stick. I'll eventually hit that 100,000, but I want the 100,000 to be just as strong as 1,000 I have now.
Yeah.
And even out of the 1,800 I have now, I don't think I have a full 1,800. I think there's some passive ones in there that I grew on the beginning side of things, but I'm building that the community, but communities last, communities last longer than being viral. You can go viral, but people generally never connected with you, learned about you, care about you. They cared about the moment they seen you for that 3 seconds, and that's probably the biggest lesson in this journey that has taught me. It's just be patient. build your community, lean on the people who actually support you, stop chasing, that gratification and acceptance from people who probably aren't going to watch you from the beginning. You're not going to get that away from your dad. Your mom's not going to tell you she's proud of you. Some of your best friends aren't going to watch your content and be like, man, you changed my life.
I'm not walking anywhere.
But the one or two people who do, like the Colettes of my world, like like the Billy Treys, like that means the world to me, that they fucking actually care and they watch, and I'll take those 3 over chasing.
That's what I'm saying. You're like saying 1,000 over here. I'm like, I'll take the 5 that I have. Like, they're pretty dope.
Yeah. Like I said, those people that comment on my stuff and are clearly watching it, or like the Mike Skyroses, who
Skyros is another one. Yeah,
he's like, "Hey man, I just watched your podcast," and then we'll like engage with
Quote,
conversation about that. I'm like, "What? You? Like, thank you."
Yeah,
and then just that one, I'm like, somebody really engaged with that. Like,
he knows
it has
the perfect time to fucking message too. He really does.
I tell you, this is really irrelevant, but he messaged me the other day, and he does this Stone Cold impression that is spot on ridiculous. I kind of want to play it for you. Can I play it for you?
Sure.
Okay.
Is it gonna take a little bit because I can get on the next topic, like a little bit in the next topic?
Maybe.
Yeah. So I think the biggest journey has taught me, and that's going to lead into part 7, and that's what I've learned. When I first started creating, I wanted everyone to support me. Now I rather have genuine support than obligated support, because people who choose to be there actually want to be there, and that's worth more than any number that I can have on my channel.
This is Mike Skyros.
What?
Well, goddamn, Alex, you didn't think that was me? Mike Skyros, the Moon Boy, former high-tension wrestling champion, right?
Mike Skyros makes an appearance. Yeah, but it's great, and I really, if you made it this far into the podcast, I want to say directly to you guys, I love you. Thank you. I appreciate the support. I support you being here this whole time. I hope maybe we taught you how to support. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people generally don't know. I just made a video the other day and sent it to a wrestling group page of just like, hey, here's how. This is the difference between a tag and a collaboration, and they're like, did not know that. You know what I mean? And that's another thing I'm doing in the wrestling scene too, is kind of helping people with their social medias. But if you're creating something right now, or you're about to, or you want to, or you've been doing it for a while, and you're struggling with this aspect of like, why don't people support me? Why don't people do that? It just keep creating. Keep doing what you're doing. Let your authenticity come out. Don't try to make the content everyone else is making, because you're going to get bored, and you're not going to like yourself for doing it, I promise you. And it's not because, and don't get so caught up on any of the stuff, because people don't owe you support, but be proud of what you're building, and it takes the right audience does take time, but you have to be willing to put yourself out there to do it. You have to create the spaces for those content people to show up and those audience members to show up, whether it's a Facebook group page, whether it's a Facebook group chat, whether it's a Discord community. It takes time, it takes effort, and you gotta be there for those people. And it sometimes, to build a community, it's also a lot more than just hitting record, making your content, putting it out there, and then just quitting. Sometimes contents somehow build entire communities, and the people who are the communities based off of, those people aren't even in their own group chats, and it's just a bunch of people talking about how much they love that content, which is cool too. That would be great. It's a lot less work, but sometimes if you want to build a community, you got to be in there till 2 o'clock in the morning with them and chat them and hang out with them and get to know them and be vulnerable. Sometimes you have to, you got to be there for them when they're going through their lows and support them and get them out of their ruts. I mean, a simple phone call from a guy from Australia that was just going through a really, really fucking hard time, called me, and I talked to him for a 4 and a 5 hour car ride from Rio Grande, New Jersey, all the way back to Pennsylvania. And I just told him about my day, because I didn't know how to help him in his situation. And I was honest with him. I was vulnerable with him. And I said, man, what you're struggling with, I have no idea. And I couldn't even begin to tell you. I said, but here's what I can offer. And he goes, please just do that. And I just told him about my wrestling day. And I just talked for 4 hours. I did a podcast in a car to myself over a phone with a guy. And that guy bought me tickets to London when I was at my low. You know what I mean? Like, those are the moments, and that's how you build a community, and that's how you build friendships, and that's how you build connections. And this is why I will always say I am super grateful for the cult of ABJ. I genuinely love all of you. Whether you're the Discord version, whether you're the Facebook version, whether you're someone who's neither, but you buy a T-shirt, you're still part of it. I still think of you as someone who's part of my community, and I'm grateful. As I said before, by the time you guys see this, we have some shows. Make sure you follow me on social media. We do have Workers Pro Wrestling. Actually,
RWE
all those. Yeah, the next one will be August 1st. Will be WTW. But I know that'll be the next show, because I think after this weekend there's no other shows. This airs in 2 weeks.
You're looking at a month of June.
I'm just thinking in my brain.
I know.
This weekend 2 shows, and then nothing until August.
July 25th.
Yeah.
July 26th. I'll be at a wrestling show.
Which one?
EWE in London.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'm going to an indie show over there, man.
That's sick.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I love that.
And you know what? Like, the venue is insane. It's like a high class banquet hall or something. Like something that you would never see a wrestling venue.
Where's it at?
In PA. I don't know.
You don't know where the venue is?
I don't know exactly. I'll show it to you then.
No.
But it's like it's beautiful. And in the States, you would never see a wrestling show there.
Camden's a cool venue. That's where they do a lot of the Progress and Defy shows. If they're running a show the time you're there, try to go see a Progress or Defy.
I've looked.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just this one, which is cool, though. I actually reached out to the promoter and talked to him, so I'm going to go early and meet them.
Do the Market Square, if you're in London.
Like Trafalgar Square.
Yeah, do Camden, like the punk rock district. Just
Cool.
walk around. It's fucking beautiful. Look for the Amy Winehouse statue, and and bring a bracelet. You could put a bracelet on her.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, we did get some. I don't want to dig them all out, but we bought some vinyls. I forgot to talk about that. We bought a Bob Marley vinyl, so I have a Marley vinyl
We're
for.
going to be late to picking up vinyls.
Yeah, I bought a vinyl for the Bob Marley vinyl for the vinyl player. We bought Amy Winehouse. We bought Bruno Mars' first album, Do Up and Hooligans. Fun vinyl listen. And we got Hirsch. You got Reputation. No.
I'm never going to find Reputation.
We got Tortured Poets Society.
So close to the Tortured Poets Department.
That was close.
With the manuscript.
Yeah. Make sure if you go out there, there's T-shirts still available. They will be leaving the second week of August, and then the new ones will drop. Join the Cult of ABJ, whether on Facebook or Discord. We would love to have you there. And I don't know what my next topic is on the podcast, so stick around, and we'll have that coming up very soon. And to close this one out, just know nobody owes you support, but when someone chooses to give it, accept it, earn it, never take it for granted, and never stop building something worth supporting. We'll see you guys next time. We're ABJ, the Kilowatt, and Lily. We're out of here.